G'day fellow flight simmers and random YouTubers. Oh well, today we're doing another session of Eldon Weir. I'm just trying to get myself set up at the moment. Okay, so who do we have? Well, we've got narrow approach, we've got Sydney, Sydney Tower, we got New Zealand Flight Service Centre on, we got Melbourne approach on. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so what have we got as far as aircraft? We got a guy from Melbourne. Actually, I'll have a look. I'll look at the ATIS first. You got the ATIS from Melbourne, GLS or ALS approach, runway 16. Okay. We got clouds. GLS or ALS approach, runway 16, visibility greater than 10 kilometres, fuel at 4,000, temperature 28, QNH 1018. Okay, not a bad day for... Oh, by the way, with these conditions, are they VMC? Because as a pilot, you should know what VMC conditions are. If you want to fly VFR, you've got to know what VMC conditions exist, or what are the conditions for VMC. So that's something that, anyhow, that's something that you need to be fully aware of. Now, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to look what's on the ground in Melbourne. Because I normally have this when we've got one guy in Melbourne, and he'd be this, there's a guy coming into Melbourne. Now, I'm not sure if Qantas 346, that may be him. G'day, thanks for coming online. We'll monitor the winds, may switch to 09 for arrivals and monitor VMC conditions. Okay. Oops, sorry about the caps. So we've got, there's a fair chance it's velocity. Oh, that's another thing. I've said it before and I'll always say it again. If you're a pilot, get this software, please. That way, it tells me straight away, we got this guy's Qantas 436. So he's the guy down in, so it's this guy here, Qantas 436. Okay, and the Jetstar guy, where is he? I'll have a look. He's probably, oh there, of course, that's him there. What a goose. Okay. So what do I need to do to get this guy? I don't really want him on frequency, but what I'll do, I'll activate his strip. So now it's activated, and I'll just accept it. Now, I can hit the F6 key and get him to contact me. Not sure whether he will or not. Melbourne Tower has come online, that's good. So we've got Melbourne Tower, we've got a Melbourne approach, and we've got myself doing. Now what I'll probably do is I might extend over to, now that's another thing too. We got runway 16. Okay, so this guy, I don't know why. I mean, I don't want to be critical, but this guy has texted me Now, by the way, if you want to initiate what they call CPDLC, between that 3 and the 5, if I left click in between that space, now I can... So I'll just get into maintain flight level, and that's how I know I've established. Once I fill that in, now I know that I've established. But I don't know why pilots have text. I mean, this day and age with headset, whether they're scared to transmit online or not, I'm not sure. Maybe that could be. But I'm just amazed about why they don't. You don't have to buy an expensive headset. But anyhow, whatever it is. Yeah, okay, so what I'll do, I might extend over to Tail and Bend. So, Tail and Bend, hit that, apply. Okay, so now I've got Tail and Bend. Now, that's the other thing. Because we're runway 16, what I normally do, as far as under maps, I like to have MVA. Well, that's more important for approach controlling, really. Controlled airspace lowest level labels and the en route. That's what I like to have. And also, because it's runway 16, we go down to Melbourne, and you can have a look at this. AV means Avalon, everything to do with Avalon. EN means Essen, and ML means everything to do with Melbourne, of course. And we're only interested in 16 names and runway 16. So these are all the waypoints that are to do with runway 16. Now, looks like I've got someone in Adelaide. And, yep, I've got someone in Adelaide. All right, I'll look after him. Who is he? Also, there's another thing too. Be sure you have a look at your visibility centres. See how mine is, I've got the whole area covered out. So, and you can do it manually too. You can put, it's automatic, but you can see I basically covered myself for all that area. Okay, so that's something you've got to be very aware of. Okay, what I'm going to do is I've got Qantas 9 coming in, so I'll activate his strip. And he should be over here somewhere. So I'll accept him. As he gets closer in, I'll ask him to contact me once again. F6, hit that, all too easy. Okay, now there's a problem with Qantas 9. If anybody can see it, straight away, it just hits you straight away. But that's things that goes through. It's because of my background as well. And these are things you always should be checking. And the thing is, he's not cruising at an ICAO approved level. Travelling eastwards, he should be on an odd numbered flight level. He's on flight level 380. Now that's something that... Now he's actually planned up here 410. Now that makes sense. So okay, so now because I'm going to be looking after Adelaide, I might as well make the Adelaide ATIS as well. So let's just get that underway. By the way, you can actually, this is something, you can actually do your own manual recording on this. But now we're looking at 220, so obviously runway 23 would be the Cavo-K. What I like to do is, you can expect the ILS approach, so even though it's VMC conditions, because really, at the end of the day, you know, they can do a visual approach if they want to, but there's also the option. Now, there's no reason on God's earth why you should be in the ILS approach. However, the reason I put this in is because we're on VATSIM and
Adelaide Terminal Information.
And the thing is, not all VATSIM pilots are equal. In the real world, of course, they're all equal because guess what? They have to have the training. But on VATSIM, they don't have the training. So I like to expect ILS approach. You can't pretend, we can sort of simulate real world condition to a point, but there are extra factors that you need to look into when you're looking into VATSIM. And I love to have this window open all the time because straight away that tells me, see this guy, he's Qantas 9, he's squawking 1200, but he's being assigned that. So that's something that. Now it also told me this Jetstar guy is squawking the wrong number. But the data tag shows he's okay, so that's interesting. But see how the data tag is like that cross there? That's definitely showing me that he's squawking the wrong number. Okay, so let's set up this velocity, or this guy over in Adelaide. I thought he was here. Where is he? He's gone. Jetstar 2, well, okay, he hasn't. James. Oh, I hope it's not the James I'm thinking of. Adelaide Oval. Interesting. He might be a chopper. YAOV. Okay. Interesting. Okay, here we are, sitting fat and happy. Well, I'm happy anyhow. You know what I'd love to really do? Get a trumpet out and play some music. No, I'm only joking. I'm having a go at another YouTuber. And for you guys in the VATSIM community, you can only guess who that is, but I don't have a trumpet. Even though I have been accused of blowing my own trumpet sometimes. But that's another story. Let's not get into it. Okay, so there's not much like when I'm control. I normally try to work out what's going to happen next. Well, either the guy on the ground at Adelaide is going to call me, even though I don't have his flight plan. Oh, okay, and there might be good. You've got 3 guys in Melbourne. Let's have a look. Well, I've only got 2 on the ground there. And I've got a guy in Sydney going to Darwin. Let's see, there's a guy Aussie. Okay. So we've got 2 guys in Melbourne and 1 guy at Adelaide with no flight plan. Okay. So the only thing that really I'm expecting now is really getting in contact with this guy. That's the next thing I anticipate. So I'm always anticipating. I mean, it's interesting. That's the first time I've seen anybody being on Nowra approach. My best mate actually is an air traffic controller at Nowra. We were in the Air Force together. So he's now a controller at Nowra. I may give him a call, say, look, what are your procedures over there? Put him into the, I don't know, see what sort of procedures. Actually, that's an idea. I'm full of good, bright ideas, yeah. And you've got to be constantly scanning and looking and all that. But at the present, I don't have much to really do. Melbourne's not much, nothing happening in Melbourne. Okay. The other day, and I want to clear something up. People might, this here is called the VFRG, which is anything to do with visual flight rules. And I want to try, just for you guys, and this is to do with, let me find the, bear with me for a second, planning a flight, maybe it wasn't there. Anyhow, I had a flight the other day, and this guy wanted to go from, I don't know, point A to point B, and he filed VFR, and what he wanted to do, and as part of his route, he put in IFR waypoints. And I sort of said to him, look, it's not really on. And I know what he was trying to do, because, and at the end of the day, if he's either on P3D or X-plane, you really don't have any VFR reporting points. You don't see, well, I think you might see at best, maybe you might see Balti Bridge, you might see Brighton Pier, I think, and things like that. Maybe, I don't know if you see the MCG or, anyhow, VFR reporting points. There's a whole host of them around Melbourne, obviously coming in, entry and exit through Moorabbin, because Moorabbin is the primary general aviation airport, very similar to over here in Jandakot. So flight, those, and so he obviously was using, he had no other way of putting in the things into his GPS, so he thought, I'll put in IFR waypoint. I said, well, that's not really how it works. Well, I don't think it went down too well, to say the least. And I'm just trying to be, just trying to advise him that, this doesn't really... Now, maybe he thought I was just trying to give him a hard time. I don't know. And I've been accused of that many times. Yeah, okay, the guy, I've got the guy over in Adelaide, Jetstar. He's now... Yeah, so, and I said, well, that's not really the way it works. So anyhow, I thought, I don't want to delve too much on it, but this is the documentation. And this is what it says: during flight up here, you must maintain a time reference accurate to within 30 seconds, and the reference is on the route sub 1.1. An approved GNS system may be used under VFR, and it says here, to supplement map reading, but it's not to be used solely as the means for your... In other words, you don't put VFR points into your GNS and you just fly you've got to use the actual map. You can get an idea, okay, Baltic Bridges, I'm going to be on the right, or, Brighton Pier, yep, it's coming up and it should be dead ahead or to my right or whatever, And you use it as a supplement. And I can understand using it as a supplement especially if you're using X-Plane or whatever. But with it, Microsoft Flight Simulator, all those places are visible. And that's why I got excited with Microsoft. Now, of course, I don't want to harp on, but flight dynamics, yeah, we can all argue it's not the greatest, but that'll only improve over time. So there it is there. That's the actual thing that you can use a GPS, but it's only used as something very similar to what a tower controller. Now, the tower controller has got a radar, or has got radar in his tower, but you use it to say, let's say, for example, somebody establishes contact and he's 10 miles out. Well, it's pretty hard to pick them up, especially if it's a small plane.
Jetstar 244 on the ground at Adelaide, radio check.
Jetstar 244, g'day Melbourne Centre, read your 5x5.
Read G5, Jetstar 244, thanks.
So you can use it, and then if, say, for example, Bravo Victor Golf calls you 10 miles out, you look at your radar and says, oh, there he is over in the east, yep, and so you get your binoculars out, but you've actually got to see him. And then you identify him. You've actually got to, and that's why you see these tower controllers, they sit up there with their binoculars because they've actually got to establish visual reference. You've actually got to see, oh yeah, I can see the King Air, Bravo Victor Oscar, yep, I've got him. Because if you don't see him, how are you going to separate him from that?
Jetstar 244 with information, Foxtrot request airways clearance through to Launceston, gate 13.
At Jetstar 244, you're cleared to Launceston via Bendo plan route, via the SID climb to 5000, runway 23, Bendo 2 departure, squawk 4525, and departures with me on 125.3.
Cleared through to Launceston via Bendo planned route, climb initially 5000, squawk 4525, and departures with you, Jetstar 244.
Jetstar 244. Now see how that white light, that tells me he was transmitting on the correct channel. That's also another thing. Because sometimes what they do, they'll see this and they'll go, oh, I'll tune in on 123.75. But I know now he's transmitting on the correct channel. So that's something you always got to look out for. Hey Nick, do you mind if I call you quickly to confirm my audio working? So he's gonna probably get me on the co-ord. Now see how the blue buttons? I've got to press that. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you pretty clear.
Hello.
Yeah, you there? No. Now, if this light came up, see how the blue light, but that there, hello, are you there? Hello? Hello, you there? That's the hotline. That there's the hot key. The blue is cold, but that yellow is hot. In other words, that opens up his mic. He doesn't, see, before he could talk to me, I had to hit that button.
Jetstar 753, radio check.
Jetstar 753, read your 5x5.
Fantastic, one voicemail and requesting descent, Jetstar 753.
Yeah, 753, you're about to leave my airspace, sir, so you can contact Unicom 122.8, cheers.
Very good, over to Unicom, have a good day, see you later, Jetstar 753.
Oh well, there you go. He must have heard me. So, Qantas 9, are you able to extend? Good, he's onto it, he's on the ball. So we'll get him on tail and bend. That's good. Now the first thing I'm going to ask him, why is he flying a non-standard level? Because he planned flight level 410.
Jetstar 244, request push.
Jetstar 7, correction, Jetstar 244, push approved.
Push approved, Jetstar 244.
So he's got, he's in the Airbus 350. Gee, that's, heavy. See the H there? That's their wake turbulence category, so he's a heavy. Now see how this is dinging, so I need to press that to talk to him. Go ahead.
G'day, Nick. How are you?
I'm fine, yourself?
Yeah, good. I can actually hear you now, so
Yeah,
it's all good on my end.
You're 5 by 5.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye.
See, now he hung up. So that's how you use that button. Now, like I said, if that button, the yellow one, well, I don't need to press it. It goes green. That means it's a hot, what we call hot mic. I just need to talk. Okay, sweet. Just tried YouTube. Couldn't get sound.
Melbourne Center, g'day, Qantas 9, with you cruising flight 380.
Just wondering if you're handling departures out of Canberra today.
Sorry, guy at Canberra, stand by, other aircraft calling. Say again. So if you notice that, I heard Canberra, so I get the guy on the ground in Canberra to, be quiet. Qantas 9, were you transmitting? Or Jetstar 244, were you talking to me?
Negative, Jetstar 244. That would be me, Qantas 9. We're just checking in flight level 380.
Qantas 9, Roger, can you squawk 3655? That's what I asked him, didn't I?
Squawk 3655, Qantas 9.
Didn't I ask Qantas 9 and there was like deadly silence? So we wait for this to change to a circle. So first thing I'll ask him, why is he flying at 380 when he's obviously planned for 410? You can see it up top.
Qantas 9, just stand by. We've just got to figure out the squawk code. It keeps resetting at VFR.
Yeah, no shit. Anyhow, that's why I love it. Station on the ground in Canberra, go ahead.
Yeah, just wondering, it's Golf Romeo 516. We're just wondering if you're handling departures out of Canberra today.
Negative, sir.
Okay, so there's no IFR traffic in Canberra. I'm free to go.
Giant Flight 516, AFIR.
Thanks, mate.
Now, YPAD. Qantas 9, just verify level for us.
Flight level 380, Qantas 9.
Qantas 9, you're identified. Qantas 9, you're planned for flight level 410. Any reason why you're flying at 380, sir?
We must have forgot to change that for a sim brief. If you want, you can just change that to 380, Qantas 9.
Yeah, Qantas 9, flight level 380 is a non-standard level. Did you want 370?
Yeah, we will do that. We forgot about that. Sorry, Qantas 9.
Qantas 9, you're re-cleared Mender flight level 370.
Re-cleared flight level 370, Qantas 9.
See, there's no excuses for that. There's no excuses for that, you know. Oh, we forgot to change this, or we forgot. You've got to check and recheck. Because if these kids or these guys ever want to be pilots in the real world, well, they're in for a reality check. I think they're too quick trying to get up in the air, and don't worry about the checks. I know I'm being a bit harsh, but you just got to check and recheck. And then that way it doesn't give headaches for everyone else. Because there are pilots out there and they've got like a bit of a reputation, let's say. You think to yourself, well, only 3 minutes ago I gave them the clearance and they're already now to taxi. And guess what? Sure enough, they either forgot to turn their transponder on, or they forgot to whatever, you know, turn the APU off or whatever, I don't know, but, you know. And you think to yourself, well, he only called me about 2 minutes ago, now he's ready to taxi, and I'm thinking, well, he's forgotten something. Anyhow, well, you have a look here, Aviation Chris. There's the grey, right? That's my area of coverage. Canberra is clearly out of it. So obviously there was this change in airspace. And so you get Canberra. Now, if I was extending, obviously, into Benduq, well, yeah. Because let's say, for example, if I go over to Benduq and I go to sectors and I go to Benduq, and now let's say add
November 1946 Charlie is on the ground in Yankee Mike Bravo. I'd like to pick up IFR to Yankee Mike Lima.
So that's, now I don't know what happened there. Yankee Mike Lima or something, I don't know. I have no idea what he said. Yankee Mike Lima. Anyhow, not to worry. Now this guy here, he obviously doesn't need, well, let's have a look at his flight plan. His IFR is a Cessna Caravan, it's going at 7,000. Does he need to call me? This is where this tool comes in handy. If you as a pilot, you can see I'm not covering that area. So please, guys, it only takes about 23 kilobytes on your bloody hard drive. Get this tool. Now the thing is, I'm extending. So there you go, put my foot in it. But, yeah, going back to whatever. Yeah, he's over here somewhere, King Island somewhere. Oh no, sorry, Warrnambool, I'll say again. Okay, let's give this guy a star clearance. We're looking at runway 16, so he'll be the Wendy. Okay. Qantas 9, star clearance available.
Qantas 9, go ahead.
Qantas 9, you cleared the Wendy 9 Alpha arrival, runway 16, when ready to descend to flight level 210.
Star clearance, Wendy 9 Alpha arrival, runway 16, when ready, descend to flight level 210, Qantas 9.
Now, this is something, and I talked about this in my video.
Jetstar 244, request taxi.
Jetstar 244, taxi to Hiding Point Bravo 2, runway 23. This guy's...
Hiding Point Bravo 2, runway 23, Jetstar 244.
See how his route goes that way? This is what the approach controller always be aware of. You've got departure of runway 16 and you've got this guy. So, the approach controller has to be, like I said in my last video, If you're on approach control, you should be looking about 50 miles ahead or 30 miles ahead. When you're a centre control, you should be looking at 200 miles ahead. In other words, anticipate. So you as an approach control, I always have this open as well, because I'm always checking out to aircraft taking off, because you don't want to descend. Now, if you can see there's no one, in real life, of course, they wouldn't descend this guy below 5,000, because that's the cleared level of guys taking off. It's the auto release altitude from guys leaving Melbourne. But and if you have a look, I think in the we'll have a look at the Wendy 9 Alpha arrival. Runway 16, and I think it says there somewhere. Well, there's no height restriction. There's no height restriction there. So normally, yes. Yep, there's no height restriction. Only there's speed restrictions. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, see at Keeler there it is there. At Keeler, not below 6,000. Because the reason being is because you've got guys coming off runway 16. That's the last thing you want to do is descend these guys coming into Melbourne by 16. So you've got to keep this guy above 6,000 or above all the way until when he turns into or goes past Essendon, of course, and by the time he gets to JDL, he has to be below 8,000. So you can keep him at 6,000 all the way up to JDL, and then descend him, and then by the time he gets to Nefi, you can get him at 4,000, and then obviously 3,000 for the ILS. So that's something that, as an approach controller, you've got to be exactly. Yeah, I don't know, Justin. Yeah.
Jetstar 244, holding point Bravo 2, runway 22, ready for takeoff.
Jetstar 244, contact me, airborne runway 23, clear for takeoff. Yeah, I think it's a thing with VATSPY. I think that's what it is. I think it all goes off that there. See the connection, Eldon where, and it goes off that. Okay, so that's why. Now what I've done is I forgot to put under here extending tail and bend. So that's my fault there. See, but if I put that there, if I put extend tail and bend there, I'll show you.
Melbourne Centre, good afternoon. Qantas 251 at Canberra requesting airways clearance this afternoon, IFR to Sydney.
Qantas 251, g'day. Unfortunately not controlling Canberra at this point, sir. And going to Unicom 122.8. Just advising you the aircraft has departed, tracking northwards, leaving 5,700 on climb.
Roger that, over to Unicom, understood, Qantas 251.
Now, I didn't have to tell him about this guy because I'm not controlling, but that was just a courtesy thing. Okay, and we got another guy at Adelaide. It's the old saying, build it and they will come. Come online and they will come. Unfortunately, there are too many controllers. They wait till someone's at the online before they come on. I personally think you should come on and then let people come to you, because I think pilots wait for people to come on board. Because some people like to have that controller sort of thing, you know, this guy could be the guy that called. Okay, we've got changes everywhere here. QNH, everything.
Adelaide terminal information.
Jetstar 244 passing 1000.
You should have said Melbourne Centre, Jetstar 244 passing 2000. Jetstar 244 identified by the SID, climb to flight level 350.
Climb via SID flight level 350, Jetstar 244.
Now, okay, let's do two things at once. Now, where does this kid here get 125.2? Okay, because he's here somewhere. Now, that guy there told me he's passing 2,000, whatever. It didn't say on climb to 5, but anyhow, that's what it's supposed to say. So that was an airborne report. Now, this guy here, who's down at Warrnambool, I think it is. Let's see, this is where I use VATSpy. Warrnambool, okay, he's at Warrnambool. He's leaving an untowered airport. When he departs, and this is for all you pilots out there, he needs to do what they call a departure report. Totally different what this guy's done. This guy he's done an airborne report. When this guy leaves Warrnambool somewhere, wherever he is, when he departs, he's got to give me a departure report. And I've done a video on departure reports. I highly recommend you watch it.
Good afternoon. India X-Ray Golf is an IFR caravan. 2 POV, taxis Warrnambool 4 King Island.
Okay, so that was good. Taxis, that's good. India X-Ray Golf, good afternoon. Melbourne Centre, Squawk 4545, no report at IFR. India X-Ray Golf, good afternoon. Melbourne Centre, Squawk 4545, no report at IFR.
4545, copy traffic, India.
So he's going from there down to King Island. And he's going 7,000, he's IFR, which is good. 7,000 is right. He's going to Cessna Caravan to 208, the workhorse, the Cessna workhorse. Yeah, okay, we go back to your thing, Justin. Have a look here. If I right-click that and I look at Eldenware details, see that there. If I'd put in, when I connected it, put in extending to tail and bend, that would appear there underneath that third line there. So that's my fault. So you can, even though this shows the coverage there, but you as a pilot, you just have to look at the details, and down there you'll see whether I'm extending or not. Now, like I said, this is my fault because I should have, when I connected there, said extending tail and bend. So I can understand pilots, and because it's my fault, now, here we go. So he's there. Now, see that little, now what you call, that's Adsb. He's under Adsb Coverage. And let's have a look. Adsb Coverage. Adsb Coverage is, you can use it as radar. It's a different type of radar. And as you get higher, people leave, see, you can see the Adsb Coverage at 3,000 feet. As you get higher, it covers more and more. So once you're at 20,000 feet, so if you're at 10,000 feet, but you're out in the boonies out here, let's say up there somewhere, around there, well, there's no ADS until you actually climb above 10,000 and you've got Adsb Coverage. So if you depart and you're in that brownie area, where there's no Adsb coverage, well, you have to do a certain type of departure report because the radar guy can't pick you up, so he can't, no way of identifying you, okay? Whereas here, and you go back to here, see all that area? This is at 3,000 feet. So that's why I can pick him up straight away, this guy. Now he'll give me a departure report. Where's he going? Oh, Launceston. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I should have given this guy a track shortening. There's another thing, maps. I forgot to give Adelaide runway 23 names. There you go. Jetstar 244. I've got track shortening direct to Bendo if you want. Now people...
Say again, Jetstar 244?
Jetstar 244, track shortening to Bendo is available if you want. See, there's silence, crickets.
AFM, Jetstar 244.
Sorry, 244, say again.
AFM, we'd appreciate that, Jetstar 244.
Jetstar 244, roger, you cancel SID from present position, track direct to Bendo, planned route.
Track direct to Bendo, planned route, Jetstar 244.
Okay, so I always give track shortening if I can, you know, especially in this. So you can see now, because I've got Adsb, if he reports that, I can positively identify.
India X-ray Golf departure.
Now, this kid knows what he's talking about, I think. India X-ray Golf, go ahead.
Warrnambool time 26. Passing through 1,500, climbing 7,000. Estimate K2 time 44.
India X-ray Golf identified. Climb to 7,000.
Climb 7,000, India X-ray Golf.
India X-ray Golf, just say again your estimate for K2.
Time 44 at this stage, India X-ray Golf.
India X-ray Golf. See here at the top he's got K2 42. So he's saying 44, okay? So you can change that to that. Okay, so you now know that, because in procedural, that's why time is important. When you're using a procedural environment, that becomes critical, because you use time and distance for Qantas 9 descent to 9000, QNH 1018.
Descent to 9000, QNH 1018, Qantas 9.
That's good. Yeah, so it's time and distance, and so time is one of the standards. I mean, in a radar environment, especially like for example, in the TMA, what they call, see that area there, which we got the approach controller, he uses a radar separation sounds 3 miles. We use a radar separation of 5 miles. So let's say, for example, these guys are the same level. Well, this guy can be as close as 5 miles apart. In other words, he can be from there, use the backspace. He can be that close at the same level, or not fire that there. That's how close these guys were at the same level. As long as you got that 5 mile separation, don't have to worry about any other separation. You only need to establish one form of separation. It's either radar separation, height, vertical separation. They're the main two, of course. So yeah, so that's why it's important to listen to what this guy's saying, and that's why you got to change that. So you know that they're you know that there's been edited, so that's why it's highlighted there. Gee, I'm waffling on a bit, aren't I? Perfect. What's perfect, Chris? Aviation Chris? I'm not sure what's perfect. I know my wife says, oh, that was perfect, but hey, that's another story. We won't go into that. Hope no little kids are watching. Actually, I don't think I make these streams available for kids. When they say, is it made for kids or not? So I'm not sure what's perfect. Anyhow, we got some guy in Melbourne, AMX. See, I always like to. What's AMX? Shared cockpit. I don't know what shared cockpit. Okay, let's go back. AMX, quick. What does AMX? So you can see the higher you go, the more coverage you get with Adsb. Okay. Now, AMX, airline codes. I love this site. It is fantastic. AMX. AMX. Oh, okay. Air Mexico. Okay. Aero Mexico. And if you look at this guy, I didn't want to start Discord, please. If you look at this guy's details, MMUN, see that's where he's from. I'll guarantee you that's in Mexico. MMUNIKO. MMUNIKO. There you go. By the way, that's a top tourist resort, Cancun. I think that's how you say it. That is a top tourist resort. If I wasn't married and I'm as rich as I am now, well, this is where I'd probably live actually, not at the airport, but at Cancun. This is a cheap. You probably need only $100 a week to live. I got my super look after that, and yeah, magic. Mind you though, your house has to be probably have to have 18-foot high fencing all around, and but that's where I'd like to live. All you need, just have a look at Google Maps Cancun. I don't know how to say it anyhow, whatever. Now, notice I gave this guy enter control area on climb to. I just told him 7,000 because down here, all this area here, he's still outside of controlled airspace. He's not even in class Echo. See, this is Echo's flight level 125, I think. Yeah, there it is down there. See, class Echo airspace. So, he's not in controlled airspace. But because of the IFR, I've got to look after him. Velocity 218. I don't know. What am I accepting? Did this guy... Oh, he just took off, did he? There you go. There's another guy. No idea. Just took off. No worries. But just mind you, though, I can't blame him. But it's nice. This guy did call and this guy didn't. So anyhow, I'll give him a... Where the hell did this guy come from? Where did it... I don't know what's going on. Qantas 9, contact Melbourne Centre on 132.0. G'day.
Melbourne approach 132.0. G'day, Qantas 9.
Oh, did I say centre? Oh, now you've lost me, Justin. Oh, okay, the old grey matter doesn't work as fast as it used to be. Anyhow, let's have a look at this bloke. Velocity 218, RAM Well, that means...
Melbourne Centre, g'day. Velocity 218, climbing and maintaining 6,000 feet.
Velocity 218, squawk 6012.
6012, velocity 218.
So I like to have this way, always. Okay, so he's velocity 218 identified, climb to flight level 350.
Flight level 350, velocity 218.
Now because I'm not looking after this, and in the real world, he'd go to whatever, whoever's 123.8, but because he's now going to be going to theoretically or uncontrolled airspace, well, he's uncontrolled in the real world, but there's nobody looking after him, so I'll just send him off to Unicom. India X-Ray Golf, no further ATC services available. Radar services terminated. Contact Unicom 122-8. G'day.
1228, thanks for the help. G'day. India X-Ray Golf.
Now, if there's another controller, what would I say to the other controller? I'd say, first I'd coordinate, and this is why, see how this black dot there, that's a reporting point. So what would I do? I would hit my binger there and I'd say, India X-Ray Golf, estimating K2 at time 44. That's why it was important to have that estimate, because that there is a reporting point. He has to report there. So if I give that information to center controller down here, the center controller, so he knows, and he'll put that on his flight strip. So if that was somebody there, that's what I need to do. I need to coordinate. I need to give that estimate of his time to that controller. And obviously I'll tell him 7,000, of course. So that's why it's important always to listen to what report he want. But he did that spot on. That departure report was excellent. He said departure, that means... Now, what he didn't do, he didn't wait for me to say, go ahead. He just sort of went blow. Departure just started. He didn't wait for me to say, oh, go ahead. Because I could have been doing something else. So he just decided, oh, well, I'll just blurt it out. I don't know what nai hey means, channel aviation, but if it means hello, hello. If it means anything else, well, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, so everything is looking... I don't know where this guy did. Maybe I was just babbling too much. He just sort of came out of nowhere, 985, didn't he? Where did he come from? Okay, from Avalon. An Airbus. From Avalon. Why would you fly an Airbus from Avalon to Melbourne? Oh, he's going to Sydney. What an idiot. My apologies. What a goose I am. Okay, lost comms with Jetstar 985. Okay. So, no, why would I want to know hello in Chinese? Not sure. I don't understand that. Not sure. Are you Chinese, Channel Aviation? I don't know. Nai ho. Is Chinese the same as Cantonese, or is Cantonese totally different from Chinese? I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know. Yes, it means I'm Chinese. So, yeah, okay. Nai ho. Nai ho. Okay, I've got Jetstar 985. He's unresponsive. And there you go. He's gone off. Okay, so... we got this guy. I should have got him earlier. But there's no one now. Hang on. Now, the thing is, on VATSIM, now in the real world, obviously I have to take, because obviously I need to be responsible for this guy, but for the short time that he's going to be going from there to there, do I really need to talk to him? Because I've got no conflicting traffic. If I had conflicting traffic, yeah, by all means, get him on frequency. But at the end of the day, all I'm going to say is maintain flight level 370. I'm not even looking up this area, so I'm not going to give him a star. And I'm just going to tell him leave control. No further ATC service available. Contact. So is it really worth me trying to get in contact him? I know by rights I should, but really, if I see conflicting traffic, which I don't see, that's another thing. Make sure I've got my visibility centres. See, there's my visibility centres, and he's tracking out that way. So I'm not covered. I'm not seeing anything come from this direction. Okay, but I don't really need to talk to this guy. PAC, I think. PAC. PAC. I'm not sure what PAC is. Pacific. PAC. Any ideas? Oh, Polar Air, of course. I should know that. Polar Air Cargo. Okay. This is really handy, you know. This is fantastic. I'll go to there. So what do they mainly fly? Okay, yeah, of course, the 74s, 777s. Okay. I think he's probably virtual. So he's 747, there it is, 800. So it's probably a virtual, probably on the virtual Polar. I think they're virtual airline as well. No, I'm not Chinese. What are you, racist? No. The contrary. I'm Italian, so if anybody's got a gripe about being racist, it's about Australians being racist to me. So, well, I'm not Italian. I was born in Australia, but Italian heritage. And let me tell you something. If you're offended by just a little comment by that, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend, but you wouldn't want to be in my shoes 30, 50 years ago when Australia was, let's just say, not as politically correct as they are these days. I was called Wog, Dago. I was made fun of with the food that I ate. You know, when the Australian kids were eating Vegemite sandwiches and hundreds of thousands, I was eating my mortadella sandwiches 3 inches thick, you know. And I actually asked one day to my mum make Vegemite. So, you know, I'm definitely not racist. But, of course, times have changed. and hopefully for the better. And that, and even my little, that's nothing compared to what my parents received. You wouldn't want to know about that, let me tell you. Anyhow, let's just cut the conversation there about that. Okay, so we've got a guy in King Island coming into Essendon. SH927. Okay, King Island to Essendon, and he's flying to Esden. So that's his flight plan. Not sure what the conditions are at Essendon. Oh, this is a great little tool. I'm not sure what the conditions are at Essendon, but they'd be probably very similar, yeah, okay. They favour runway 1, heavily favour runway 17. So, yeah, okay. Now, this is, see how he's got these guys. Now, see, that guy there shouldn't have taken off, because you can only, oh, hang on, you can, sorry, if he's upwind, okay, he can. See, now, the tower controller can release those aircraft, as long as one guy is upwind and over the threshold, okay, but if anybody's watched my advanced controller techniques, we'll see how the approach controller handles this. Because don't forget, some sim pilots, you know, they don't necessarily fly the actual SID. Oh, 3.7 radar, so that's good. What I normally do in approach control, I give this guy track shortening, so I get him direct to Docell. That way he doesn't have to, and it gives a bit more track miles between these guys, this guy. Even though this guy is going to Albury, so at one stage he's going to be taking off. He'll be going, they both go to Docell, right? But then the guy going to Sydney continues that way, and the guy going to Albury goes that way. See, so you got what they call diverging tracks, which is good. You want diverging tracks. You don't want converging tracks where they converge, because you're starting to ask for trouble then. Yeah, so whatever he's done there, the approach controller, whether it's, so that's good. That's good spacing. And he's doing 240, he's doing 310, ground speed 320. 737, always look at the type of aircraft. It's always, so that's plenty of room now. Look, you've got about how many miles now? Oh, 10 miles. Okay, we've got a change in ATIS. The winds heavily favour runway 23, change of QNH. Okay.
Adelaide Terminal.
Right, there's been a... Yep, so that's all good. Like I say, at Docell, both going to Sydney. You'd have a look at the aircraft, and if this guy was a 73 and this guy's a 747, you obviously know that the 74 will be closing on the 73, so you need to be thinking about sequencing and via speed control or vectoring. I personally hate vectoring, but it's just something. I prefer to keep them in the hold, even though airlines hate it, of course. Pilots hate it too. Okay, we've got nobody at Adelaide, and we've got a change at Melbourne. We've got the winds have only changed to 170 at 16. So that looks that's pretty good. There's another thing, you can get him straight to Albury if he wants. Track direct to Albury. There's nothing stopping the approach controller doing that. Okay, so looking all pretty easy on the western front or in the eastern front. Now, if that's not a Mexican name, I don't know what is. Andres Noches. Yeah, back to can, whatever. Yeah, very, very famous holiday resort, this area here. I know, what's it, Google Maps? You can live like a king over there. Yep, probably is a bit of a dream. And there it is. That's Can. That's that, as it says, this is the Mexican Caribbean. Hey, look at that. Not many people think of this as a destination, tourist destination. You think Mexico, you sort of think a bit impoverished, but not this place. Like I said, if I wasn't married and had the money I got, this is where I'd be. Imagine just having an apartment just wandering down to the beach, and this is like, if you can ever imagine the beaches or not the Florida weather where most Americans retire, well, those who've got money, and you know, what a life. You go down the beach, have a swim in the morning, come back for a bit of a lunch, have a snooze in the afternoon, go to a bar at night. Yeah, I won't go on. And use your imagination for the rest of the night. And for you adults out there, well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So anyhow, I digress, which I do often when I get bored. But we've got to keep our eye on the ball, because if we don't, we make mistakes. Now, this guy here.
I'm setting good day, Qantas 450, climate at flight level 240.
Qantas 450, g'day, climb to flight level 350.
Final 350, Qantas 450.
That's how you do a radio call. Now this guy, he wants to go up to flight level 2, well, he's already at his cruise level, or 230, don't need to. Now this guy, velocity 218, not sure. Now I don't know why this, people going from Adelaide to Melbourne, I've seen this a couple of times, they go via Wendy. Now Wendy's normally if you're coming from the West Coast, if you're coming from Perth, they all come through Wendy and blah, blah, blah. But normally if you're coming from Adelaide, so I'm assuming this guy's fairly new. Lockie Smith, even though I have heard his name. Anyhow, whatever. Why, unless you, for whatever reason, why would you go via Wendy? Normally they go along here and ultimately finish up at Arby. So they go along this route here, along Kepper, Apple, Arby, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, so we'll give him the Wendy 9 Alpha. And that's just poor flight planning, because I'm sure it wasn't, I'm sure, it says there SimBrief, from Adelaide to Melbourne via Wendy. Well, if this is via SimBrief, this is what I say, don't trust, this is what I mean, he didn't, you've always got to check, I mean, even this is flight, Sky Vector, look at this, or even Flight Aware, but let's use Sky Vector. I'm not sure why. It tells you there, look at this. See that airway there? Tells you all the way in. So you know you've got to go to that point there. So planted there, and it even tells you the Bendo 2 departure, which is, mind you though, this doesn't always get it right. Once again, always got to check. And then you go to Apple, and you go to Arby, and that's your flight plan. And that is the normal flight plan going from Adelaide. So why would you be going all this way down here via Wendy Spider? Unless he's decided, well, I want to kill an hour and a half, and who knows. But, sorry about that approach. Approach is pissed off. Took too much time taking. AMX, I don't know what he's. Yeah, in that Air Mexico, thanks. I'll give it to him, Chris. I think that's you, Christian, isn't it? Aviation Chris. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Center, good afternoon. Aeromeco 440, flight level 230.
Air Mexico 440, g'day Melbourne Centre. Yeah, Air Mexico, yeah. Yeah, it is, but like anything else, you've always got to check. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Daniel. Adelaide Essendon, yeah, well, that makes probably more sense. Yeah, and I can understand why. Where's Essendon? Down here. Let's have a look. Melbourne, Essendon. That favours runway 18. Private jets and all other traffic doing Adelaide to Essendon, ATC or Port usually go via Wendy to avoid Melbourne traffic and get into runway 35 or 26. Yes, agreed, because they shoot the ILS, yeah, and going via Wendy to do the 26 ILS, yes, I fully agree, or 35, exactly. But not if it's runway 16, or in the Essendon's case, it's 17, I think, 17. So, now, question, Aeromexico. When would be a good time to give this guy descent? Well, the rule of 3 or whatever you call it. Let's go backspace, Aeromexico 77. He's at flight level 230. Take off the 0, get 23, multiply by 3, say 69, add another 4 or 5, 75 miles. So, backspace, he'd be very close now. What level? I go down to 130. Any reason why? Aeromexico 440, when ready, descend to flight level 130. Now, obviously, 2 Mexicans are obviously drinking tequila and didn't hear me.
Aeromexico 440, roger.
I don't know what he said. I think he just said roger. I think maybe they do things different in Mexico. But anyhow, when English is not their primary language, I don't really pursue it. I just sort of, I just assume that he'll go flight level 130. But anyhow, and I assume that.
Aeromexico 440, we're going to start descent to 13,000.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So I have no idea what he said, and whatever he wants to do, I let him do, because he probably doesn't understand me and I don't understand him. And rather than labouring my point and spending 10 minutes and being distracted by this guy, I'd rather concentrate my efforts on other guys. And I know, and once again, don't get me wrong, it's not racist, it's just that I've been caught before. My attention is diverted to one guy because he doesn't understand what I'm saying or doesn't understand procedures, and it stuffs everyone else up. So they don't understand Australian procedures, and I'll just say what I need to say, and then he can do whatever. I'm not, and that's my viewpoint. Now, criticise me for that, whatever. Don't get me wrong, I do try to encourage other people to come on Australian, like me, I like to fly in America. Now, if you hear the air traffic controllers in America, man, it's just like, what? Bing bong. New Zealand Flight Service says bing bong. Okay. Yeah, so now, of course, when I tell this guy to leave control area descent, because he leaves basically, because tower is not manned at Albury, that means all this airspace there is all uncontrolled. So really, at flight level 130, from there he leaves control area descending, so all I need to do is give him the area QNH. Well, I may as well give him what the Albury QNH is, and so 1018. Okay. So once he gets close to, now I don't know what's going on here. He was going to descend. Now I don't know what's. If he doesn't descend, he's only got 50 miles to lose to 23,000 feet. I don't know what he's waiting for. And once again, see, he probably misunderstood what I had to say. And because I said, when ready, no, he might actually, I don't know how he took that, but anyhow. So his profile is going to be pretty steep on descent. Certainly not going to be the 3-degree profile. He doesn't even look like going to descend. Velocity 218, star clearance available.
Velocity 218, go ahead.
Velocity 218, you're cleared the Wendy 9 correction, Wendy 9 Alpha roll, runway 16, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
Velocity 218, cleared the Wendy 9 Alpha, descend flight level 250, was that? Sorry?
210, sir.
210, Velocity 218.
Jetstar 244, no further ATC service available. Radar services terminated. Contact Unicom 122.8. G'day.
Oh, that's a Unicom. Enjoy, Jetstar 244.
Nicky Extend Taylor Ben, affirmative Daniel. Now we've got a guy from Merimbula going to Melbourne. And where is he? Merimbula's out here somewhere, isn't it? And he's going to Essendon. He's a -8. Right. Okay, out on the coast. Now, I don't know. See, this is what I'm saying, when ready. See, so they don't understand what when ready means. So he may have asked me, but I didn't understand him. And so what's
Aeromexico 440 is ready for descent.
Air Mexico 440, about 10 minutes ago, sir, I gave you permission to, when ready, you could descend to flight level 130. See what I mean? So now his profile is all totally rooted. Excuse the French. So
Descend 13000, Aeromexico 440. Sorry for that.
So he's. So that's a problem we have. Now, if I was in another country, or if I wanted to fly in America, what do you reckon the common sense thing would be to do? For me, the common sense. Now, common sense is an interesting phrase because for me, something to be common sense, well, ain't necessarily common sense for someone else. And I guess everyone's had that experience. I'd be sitting at an airport. Let's say I want to fly out of, I don't know, Chicago or Delaware or something. I'd be sitting at that airport and I'd just be observing. I'd be sitting there listening to the radio, the clearances. This is Damien, Christian Damien. He's been a long time. He knows his shit, this guy. Jetstar 520, g'day, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370, Jetstar 520.
He's been flying VATSIM for many, many years. So you know the voice straight away. And I'll bet you, I'll go to Jetstar 520. Let's see if I know my shit. Jetstar 520, Christian Damien, I bet you. There it is. Christian Demian. I hope I haven't. But that's, yeah, long time VATSIM flyer. Done many, many hours, this guy. He knows his stuff.
Melbourne Centre, g'day. Sharp 927, position 100 miles south of Melbourne. Flight level 116, climbing 150, request clearance.
Sharp 927, g'day, Squawk 4736.
4736, Sharp 927.
SW4, what is it, a turbo? Oh, I've got the plane in my head, but Sharp 927 identified, enter control area on climb to flight level 150.
Clear to enter controlled airspace on climb flight level 150, Sharp 927.
Actually, I'll stuff that up a bit. I should have said identified, clear to Essen as filed, climb to flight level 150. Anyhow, he knows what I mean. Now, this guy has been given his clearance. This guy. Aero Mexico 440, descent, correction, leave control area descending. No reported IFR traffic, Albury QNH 1018. Now, he won't know what that means, but, see, so his crickets there. There you go, crickets. See, he has no idea what I'm talking about. See, crickets. So he says, what the hell does he, what's he talking about?
Aeromexico 440, sorry, can you repeat?
See, and once again, and you know, now if I have to repeat, and let's say it was busy, so well, I'm wasting my time. Aeromexico 440, leave control area descending, no reported IFR traffic, Albury QNH 1018.
1019, Aeromexico 440.
Yeah, so he just repeated, but he didn't have a clue what I was saying. He just understood the QNH. So anyway, once again, and that's because he doesn't understand Australian airspace. See, he doesn't realise that, yep, okay, Class Echo airspace. And this is the thing, a lot of people do not spend time understanding airspace. You know, when I was on, that's the first thing you learnt, when you, apart from all the basic stuff as far as, but the thing that was reinforced to you, you have to know your airspace. As an air traffic controller, as a pilot, definitely, of course, but as an air traffic controller, you had to know your airspace. You had to know where the Class Charlie ended, at what level it ended, how far you had to have it all sort of internalised. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but it's something you need to understand, or just have the charts in front of you. But even here, see, as air traffic control, it's all here anyhow, because you can see all this is our Class Echo. There it tells you there. Class Charlie finishes at 125, Echo 9,000 or 8,000 and above. So you can see that he is now in Class Echo airspace. If Tower was, see how he's 11,000 feet and he's over. So see, it's made his experience not really comfortable. And so I don't know why these people do it. I don't know. What was I going to say? So he's going to probably curse me. They say that effing bloody air traffic controller, what the hell? So he said now he's got to go around and around, try to lose 10,000 feet. Yeah, overhead Albury. Yeah. Anyhow. I don't know. Okay, so what have we got? Who's covering? Nobody's covering. We've got Sydney approach. Well, what I'll do is I might give him a. You got the Sydney ATIS says expect ILS and independent runway 16. Okay. Qantas 450 star clearance available.
Is that Qantas 450?
Qantas 450, you're cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
Roger, cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, flight level 210, Qantas 450.
So I gave it to him because Sydney approaches online. So I thought, even though I'll tell him to contact Unicom, actually what I'll do, I'm going to actually do him a favour. Even though I'm not going to extend, I'm not extending, but I'm going to, because I've got Sydney approaches on, and I do this sometimes, I don't really want to control Bendick, but I'll give him service and then I'll hand him off to approach. Sydney approach is on 124.4, I think. Okay, we got something happening here. What have we got? We got a guy at Essendon. Oh, we got guys in Sydney. We got the guy in Merimbula, Qantas Q-Link 2125. We got a guy at Melbourne. Victor, Quebec. Okay. Let's do circuits. Now, please. Can anyone tell me, for the life of me, why you'd want to do circuits at Melbourne? Qantas 450, contact me on 129.8.
Say again, the frequency 129er for Qantas 450?
450, 129.8.
12908, confirm, Qantas 450?
450, affirmative. Now see this guy? He's now Adsb.
Center Qantas 450, flight level 350, when ready, flight level 210.
See, now he's on radar Adsb. So he's at 1,400, and now he's under, see, even at that level, you see Adsb, because he's data tagged.
Center Qantas 450.
450, go ahead.
Flight level 350 and cleared when ready, flight level 210 for Qantas 450. Sorry, just cutting in and out a little bit there.
Yeah, Qantas 450, roger, and can you get me on 129.8?
Qantas 450, now on 129.8.
450, thanks. So you can see he's under ASB radar, and now we're starting to lose him. Well, he's disconnected. Maybe he's disconnected. Yep, we've lost him. Now, even though we got him there, let's have a look. Okay, so you can see the radar, and then at a point we lose him. You see, because now if in the real world he'd be under tower. Oh, now he's come back again. So he'd be under tower control in the real world, but Lossy 218 suffering a voice channel error.
I'll make you go 440 and final runway 25.
See, he's calling me to final. Yeah, See, once again. So I just don't bother. So he wants me to give him a land.
Adelaide Terminal.
Lockie Smith, where are you? What are you doing? 218. So, did I hand him off? No, I didn't. Have you got him, Christian? Okay, so what I can do is I can ask this sharp guy. The winds are the winds at Essendon. We'll go back to Essendon.
Amigo 440, I'm fine on runway 25.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Very good. And what do you want me to do about it? So this guy here, this sharp 927, that I think that's you, Daniel. Yep. Now, to give a heads up to the approach controller, we know that 17 is favoured at Essendon. If we go, I should know this actually. Oh, I should know this. What do we got? We got the RNAV runway 17 at Essendon, and we don't have an ILS. So we can get ready for, yeah, RMP. I'm just in the process of talking about RNAV's approaches. So what I'll do here, I'll hand him off. Sharp 927, when ready, descend to 9,000. QNH 1017.
When ready, 9000, QNH 1017 for sharp 927.
So, and sharp 927, you can expect the RNAV Zulu approach into runway 17.
We'll expect runway 17 for sharp 927.
I said taxi down.
Velocity 218, request further descent.
Velocity? Which velocity? Sorry, station calling, say again. Velocity 218, you're still on my frequency, sir. Yeah, I fucked up. Okay, so, all right, so we go back to this guy, Sharp. So I'll get him for runway 17 and he can do the RMP. Now, not all RMPs are created equal. And I've got a video. I'm in the process of doing a video on this. Now we can see here we've got RMP. Okay, what does RMP mean? Required navigational performance. That's what RMP. It is a type of RNAV approach, but there are two different types of RNAV approaches, or RMPs. You've got this one here, which is very, very similar to Oh, Binduk. Okay, let's go. Let's get this guy at Binduk. Okay. Qantas 250, contact Melbourne Centre on 129.8. Qantas 450. Qantas 450, you online?
Qantas 450, sorry, yeah, we're already on 129.8.
Qantas 450, thanks.
Sharp 927, leaving flight level 150 for 9000.
Sharp 927. Okay, so Binduk is online, and I'm not sure who it is. Okay, Joshua. Yeah, so we can get this Sharp 927, and he's doing city orbits. That's lovely. That's going to be interesting for the approach controller because the city is, oh, by the way, if you want to know, because the city, Melbourne City, is a VFR point, and you can see MCTY, and it should be out to the there it is, MCTY. So that's Melbourne City. Because there's the MCG. Okay. There's the Westgate Bridge, WES. And then that's Brighton. That's the Brighton Pier. This is all along the coast here. That's a Brighton Pier. That's another VFR point. Yeah. So CMCTY, that's Melbourne City. So it'll be going, normally they go clockwise, I think. So he's been watching probably Stephen Jury videos, I don't know. But anyhow, that's basically, if you're an approach controller, you normally should, and you see a VFR guy wanting to do whatever, that's a handy tool to have. Okay, what's this VFR? Okay. Now, it'd be interesting to see how this guy is tracked to Essendon, how the approach controller deals with him. Now, this guy shouldn't be bloody... Can anyone see a problem? You've got guys departing on 1.6 and you've got this guy stuffing about here. Now you see, you've got this aircraft, look, he's got, and these guys taking off. I don't know what the position is in Melbourne at the moment. Okay, now what do we got? What's the chat say? Okay, we'll be flying the 200 Beechcraft 200 from Essendon to YFBS. I actually, city orbits, surely, there's a city out here. What's he doing way up there? He's about 4 miles away from the city. I thought the city orbits are like at most about a mile away. What's he doing 4 miles out that way? And then sort of head on into... Suddenly now, he is 2 miles. So now nobody can depart Melbourne now. He's effectively blocked off any departures from Melbourne. Because there now is only 2 separation. Because Horseshoes are SID, part of the SID, docile 1 departure. So now he's totally closed all that airspace now. Oh well, maybe he's a newbie, who knows. Sharp 927 descent to 5,000.
Down at 5,000, sharp 927.
And I better hand you off. I should have handed off earlier. Sharp 927, contact Melbourne approach 132.0. G'day.
132 nothing, sharp 927, hooroo.
Hooroo. Hooroo. Jetstar 520, star clearance available.
Jetstar 520.
Jetstar 520, you'll clear the River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, descend flight level 210, Jetstar 520.
Yep, the unmistakable voice of Christian Demian. Okay, what are we situationed? We've got one guy at King Island, one at Bankstown. We've got a guy at Melbourne. And should we be getting you on 123.75 in Adelaide? 123.75. Negative. Now this guy has been an online, he has been years and years. Okay, Q-Link, let's get this guy. He's the guy that's come from Merimbula. So, F6. Jetstar 520, contact Melbourne Centre 129.8.
129.8, take care, Nick, Jetstar 520.
See, he even knows my name. You too, Christian, cheers. Yep, he even knows my name.
Melbourne Centre, g'day. Q-Link 2125 with you. Departed Merimbula at time 29. Tracking direct Gips now. Expect Gips at time 03.
Q-Link 2125, g'day. Centre Squawk 4540.
Squawk 4540, Q-Link 2125.
Q-Link 2125, negative 4540.
Melbourne Centre, velocity 512, with information India, request airways for Melbourne.
Velocity 512, g'day, you're cleared to Melbourne via Bendo planned route by the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 23, Bendo 2 departure, squawk 4350 and departures with me on 125.3.
Cleared to Melbourne via a Bendo planned route, climb via the SID 5000, runway 23, Bendo 2 departure, squawk 4350. Departures 125.3, thanks.
Velocity 512. Q-Link 2125, do you copy?
Yeah, apologies, Senator. If you could just repeat the squawk once more, please.
Q-Link 2125, squawk 4540.
Yeah, apologies, mate. I'll check my audio at this end. If you could send it to me in text for now, that'd be great.
Is he on the right frequency, Q-Link?
And I think I've solved the problem now. Thanks, Melbourne Centre. Squawking 4540, and we're passing flight level 195.
Q-Link at 2125, you identified, climb to flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Q-Link 2125.
Okay, so, and I should have, it doesn't matter. Q-Link 2125, just confirm estimating GIPS at time 03.
Yes, thanks. Estimating GIPS at time 03, Q-Link 2125.
2125, thanks. Okay, so he's going, now I haven't got the low level, so that's why I haven't, so we go airports, right? So we'll go, so there's how it's changed, okay? And therefore it changes everything else. So he reckons he's going to take, with a dash 8, he's going to take half an hour to go 75 miles. He's doing about ground speed of 200. Maybe. That's sort of 200 nautical miles per hour. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the pilot, so I'm sure he's got it on his GPS. Yeah, so I just did that because, like I said, he's probably drawing a low level, and you shouldn't be using low level, by the way. When do you use low level and when do you use high level? From my understanding, anything above 180 you use high and you use low. So he went from Merimbula. This is what I always like to do. I mean, I don't do this all the time, but look at their flight plan, because I'm right into flight planning. And so that's the track he should have gone. Oh, hang on, he said 12210. Okay. So he probably went. So he's decided to go down that way. Or he's going to buy a sail, isn't he? Is he going to buy a sail? Yeah, he's going to buy a sail. Okay. Interesting. But he was well within his rights to go straight over here. See there to that way. So from there to Valdu. Actually there's... It hasn't got it here, but Valdu should be there. So that's the way. If you're going above flight level 180, he could have gone that way. Anyhow, that's... Just confirm you want blokes coming at your with star already. Negative. I can do it. Why would I want the star? You mean, now this is, I normally don't have the low level. I have the right, I don't have all the routes low and all points low. I don't normally do it. Yeah, so anyhow. It's getting very messy at the moment. Maps, Melbourne, VFR. Okay. All right, let's clean it up a bit. India X-ray Golf. What's his plan? Now, I remember this bloke, he took off from Warrnambool. Okay, that sounds fine, Chris. Or, yeah, 09 sounds good. 17020, oh. Let's have a look. Because you're getting, if you go crosswinds at 10, and if you're going runway 16, you're getting crosswinds of, yeah, it might be a good idea. As you get 17, yeah. 09, that should be interesting. Prevents a different configuration. Yeah, okay, so you can see this guy here in the X-ray Golf, the workhorse, the Cessna. He's below controlled airspace, okay, because the lowest level of controlled airspace is Echo, which is 8,500. But this is where it hits controlled airspace at 5,000. So he needs to call me before he gets to Simon. Normally you want to call me, well, not 22 miles, but 10 miles before. So, because I might be busy and I might tell him to stay outside controlled airspace. So you need to give the air traffic control plenty of time to give you the clearance to enter controlled airspace. Cleared to S&A as file, maintain 7,000. That's all I need to tell him.
Velocity 512, information India, base 14, request push.
Velocity 512, push approved.
Push approved, thanks, Velocity 512.
So that's basically what I need to. Yeah, so we got. Oh, by the way, Christian, are you on holiday today? Okay, so what do we got here? Yep. So this guy's on the RNAV 4. So yeah, basically, if he. Yeah, but you want to really keep him out of the way, departure runway 16. So this is sort of what I would have done, gone out this way and then bring him. Oh, that's another thing. You can do this too, which is handy. All the R&P approaches. So you tracking to November Echo. So go out that way. Track him to Echo. You know, so you vector him, then you track direct to November Echo at Essendon, and then you cleared the RNAV approach, runway and as approach control, because Essendon Tower's not on, you just tell the guy to leave control area descending on the RNAV approach, runway 17, no reported IFR traffic, report clear the runway to cancel SAR watch. And that's it, that's all you need to say. Now, of course, if there's Essendon Tower online, well, just a normal handover, you just contact Tower 12, whatever Tower frequency. But because Essendon's funny, because it's still within that, it's in the control zone of Melbourne. But because no tower, it's like you treat it as a class golf. It's not controlled. So that's, yeah. So that's a handy tool to have the AMP approaches, the RMP approach, all RMP approaches. So that's. Notice these RMP arrival, see that? If I go down here and I go to maps, I'm just trying to work out. Not sure. That's obviously that's all RMPs, but they are IR. Any idea what that would be? Oh, I know what that is. I'm making a video on it. What an idiot. Fancy me not knowing that. Okay, this is a bit of a prelude. When you see this, the penny just dropped. Oh, bit of a goose sometimes. You see this APP, RMP, AR, and APP, RMP, AL. When you see AR, it means authorization required. Now, I don't want to go into too much because I'm in the process of planning this. And you can see how you've got the curve there. And any other RMPs, they're called RMPs, but they're basically an RNAV. It's that. Now, one of the things is, if you need to be authorised by CASA. In other words, you need specialist training to do one of these approaches. I don't want to. That's all I'm saying. AR means authorised required. The aircraft has to be authorised, and you need to be authorised. Now, obviously, on VATSIM, nobody gets trained for anything really, but you just need to be aware of that. Okay, because, and I won't go into it, I'm in the process of just adding a few things to my next presentation, but it actually talks about authorised required RNPs. It's a very, very different beast to the normal RNPs or the RNAVs. Okay, so that's what that is. Authorisation required.
Velocity 512, request taxi.
Velocity 512, taxi to holding point Bravo 2, runway 23.
Holding point Bravo 2, runway 23, velocity 512.
Adelaide Terminal.
Oh, now we've got an update, so I need to tell Velocity 512. Information Foxtrot, expect ILS or RMP approach. Arrivals run, that's interesting. 09 arrivals and runway 16.
Good evening, Melbourne Center, Lima Echo Golf with the flight level 380.
Lima Echo Golf, g'day, Melbourne Centre. So we are, okay, so we've got 09 arrivals and 16 departures. Good move, good move.
Velocity 512, we're ready at Bravo 2.
Velocity 512, contact me airborne, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Runway 23, clear for takeoff, velocity 512.
Now, let's have a look at the approaches, RMP approaches. Fancy me not knowing what AR meant. What a goose. Okay, so here we go. We got the RMPs to runway 09. Any ARs? No ARs. Okay. So that's the RMP approach into runway 09. Now, of course, we can go. Because runway 09 is hardly ever used, I'm trying to figure out what. So you got the GLS approach, okay, and GLS gets you down to 600. Oh, by the way, do you know? So the GLS approach gets you pretty low down, gets you 200 feet, 205 feet above the aerodrome. All you pilots out there, that's 600, that's barometric, and the 205 is radio. The difference being that 600 is feet above mean sea level. But of course, as most of you know, the aerodrome elevation is 400. So if you take 434 off 600, you get roughly, but that's feet above the ground. So that there gives you 200 feet above the ground. So if you're not visual by 200 feet, so that's pretty accurate. It's all satellite based, of course. And you can see so yeah, so there it is.
Velocity 512, passing 1,400.
Velocity 512 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 370.
Via the SID, climb flight level 370, velocity 512.
Now, okay, now what do we got? We got this guy. He doesn't really need to contact me. Well, I'll give him a call, even though he doesn't. He actually should have Where did he go? He come... I'll get him to contact me. And I'll give him the clearance, and that way I can just hand him off. So I'll give him the clearance to go to Essendon, and I'll tell him expect runway, the RNAV. Oh, he's logged off. Now, we're talking about RMPs, and once again, RNAV, RMPs, they're all non-precision approaches because they don't use ground-based satellite, ground-based equipment like the ILS, which is the ILS is your number one precision. However, with technological advances, and like you said, I saw that there, that GLS approach, you get you 200 feet below to the ground. Now that's pretty damn good. That's almost like a minimum for an ILS. Okay, and so the technology is starting to really, I mean, the next big thing is SBAS, or in America they've got WAS, what they call WAS, WAS, which is augmentation, wide area augmentation system, and that is the sort of next generation thing for, well, that's what they use in America. I think in Europe they use, I think, Galileo or something else. So, and you can see that these sort of, even though this is all via satellites, and I'm not sure how the technologies work exactly, but you can see this is pretty damn good. Don't ask me what SI is. I should know, but I don't. SI, not sure. But let's go back. At the moment, we've got with RMPs, and not all RMPs are created equal. Actually, maybe that's the way I should name my presentation. Oh, Qantas 471. Where's he coming from? I bet he's coming from Sydney. Now, $30 miles, good.
Centre, g'day, Qantas 471 at flight level 380.
Qantas 471, g'day, Melbourne Centre. Now, what are we doing? YM, that's Melbourne. Let's have a look at Essendon. Winds hopefully still favour runway 17 because I've got this citation. Yep. I don't think, we'll go 17. Crosswind 13 knots, he can handle that. This guy here, up here, CL60, I think that's Cessna citations. Correct me if I'm wrong. But now we've got to start thinking of this guy's descent. Now the Q-link 6. Where was Gibbs again? Oh, he's gone past Gibbs, hasn't he? No, where's Gibbs? Well, there you go. He was 0. He said he's on 655, not 03. That's when he went past Gibbs. Okay. So anyhow, we expect this guy to descend from flight level between East Sale and Latrobe Valley from 240, and the profile has him defending down.
Melbourne Centre, g'day. India X-ray Golf, currently maintaining 7,000.
India X-ray Golf, g'day, maintain 7,000. You cleared descent as 5. You can expect the RNAV approach runway 17. India X-ray Golf, g'day. Identified, maintain 7,000. You cleared descent and as 5. You can expect the RNAV approach runway 17. I pressed the wrong button.
Maintain 7,000, cleared to Essendon and runway 17, India X-ray Golf.
Right, what's the latest from? Prefer for aircraft for Essendon to have runway 17. No worries, thank you. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, see this? This is bad. Look at this. This is shocking. Now, whoever's the tower controller, please look at my bloody video. That's bloody terrible. Because now you're putting pressure under the pump. See, there's no need for this. Look at this. 2.4. I'll guarantee there's a breakdown in separation. Well, 1,000. Okay. Whoever the tower controller is, see, what he could have done, and like my video, he should have said Jetstar 783, well, releasing Jetstar 783 followed by Qantas 611. And now, what he could have done, the approach controller says Jetstar 783 or Qantas 611, cancel SID, maintain runway heading. So he could have gone back to this guy and he said, cancel your SID, maintain runway heading. Now I can see what the approach controller, he's probably gone direct OSL, which is good, cut his track miles. So now this guy follows, and that's well done by the approach controller. But what I'm trying to say is the tower controller can be a little bit more catabatic. Oh, that's good. I don't know what catabatic means, but anyhow. Yeah, so that's one way. See, what you do, you track shorten this guy. So he's going direct OSL and you keep this guy on his SID. Okay, Lima X-ray Golf, when is he commencing his... Oh, that's right, Monday. Okay, I just forgot. Okay, well, I'm going to be logging off soon. India X-ray Golf descent to 5,000. The Melbourne QNH is 1017.
5,000, 1017, India X-ray Golf.
That's right. It's Mad Day Monday. Mad Monday. Yeah, Mad Monday. Yeah, time for me to get out of here. Would you like any changes to SQV's routing? Who's SQV?
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 459, flight level 380.
Qantas 459, g'day Melbourne Centre. Any reason why? Routing, yeah, well, it just shows you. Cessna 510. And he's going into Moorabbin. Yep, very good. No need. Presents a challenge for me. Might be a problem for the approach controller. Don't know why he doesn't go this in the day, each person. Now, what do I need to... Okay, Latrobe Valley. Q-Link 2125, when ready, descent to flight level 150. You can
Thanks, just confirming Q-Link 2125 when ready to send flight level 150, and I just didn't copy the past expect.
Q-Link 2125, standby, I'm just checking it out. It says the where, I've never heard of the where. What the hell is the where? Oh, the Warren. Q-Link, the Warren 5 Alpha. Warren 7 Alpha. Yeah, Q-Link 2125, you've cleared the Warren 7 Alpha arrival, runway 09.
Copy that, thank you. When ready to send flight level 150, cleared the Warren 7 Alpha arrival, expect runway 09, Q-Link 2125, thanks.
So that's going to be interesting. So you've got 09 arrivals, 16 departures. So this guy is going to be going right around there and around there. And you've got departures coming and leaving, going that way. That presents an interesting scenario. Okay, yeah. Okay, that'll work.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 459, request 3 minutes away from the flight deck.
Qantas 459, not a problem, report when back.
Thanks for that, we'll report back, Qantas 459.
Okay, I need a drink. Probably whiskey, but anyhow. Okay, has the madness started? Okay, what do we got? The Jetstar Airbus 320. Okay. Velocity 512's happy. We've got no one at Adelaide. Oh, we got someone at Adelaide. Yes, we do. We got someone at Adelaide. He hasn't filed the flight plan yet.
Sunday, good day, Jetstar 783 on climb, flight level 240.
Jetstar 783, good day, Melbourne Centre, climb to flight level 330.
Climb 330, Jetstar 783.
Okay, so we got Lima Echo Golf. We can get him. He's going to Essendon, so we'll get him from runway 17. And he's after Bulla 351. Okay. Lima Echo Golf, when ready, descend to flight level 210. You can expect the RNAV approach runway 17.
When ready, descend flight level 210, can expect the RNAV 17, Lima Echo Golf.
And we got the ATIS change in kilo. Oh, God. Okay.
Adelaide Terminal Information Kilo. Expect ILS approach. Runway 2.
Velocity 512, can we request up to 5 miles to track due weather?
Velocity 512, Roger, you cleared 5 miles left to track as required, sir. Report when you're ready to resume your normal routing.
Okay, thanks. 5 miles left to track, velocity 512.
Sydney Echo, now current change of wind. Okay. 611, we'll take you. Okay, there we go. We got the... So it must be pretty bad weather out that way. So...
Melbourne Centre, Qantas Flight 611 at flight level 240 en route to Canberra.
Qantas 611, g'day Melbourne Centre, climb to flight level 330.
Flight level 330, Qantas 611, thank you.
Okay, so we got... I'm just watching these two.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 459, back in flight deck.
459, thanks. So you can see this guy doing 420, this guy's doing 420, there's no closing, so it's not going to be a problem. 32 miles. He's a 7.3, he's an Airbus.
Melbourne Centre, India X-Ray Golf. Request tracking instructions from SDAT.
Oh, shit. India X-Ray Golf, stand by, passing you to approach. I should have done that miles away. India X-Ray Golf, contact Melbourne, approach 132.0. My apologies, approach.
1320, thanks, g'day, India X-Ray Golf.
My apologies, I should have handed him back here somewhere. Sometimes you can't stream and do a job properly. And I know that one guy, he has a phase of his descent where you can't talk to him, or he's a certain phase of his flight. A guy called Black Box 711. He was away for a while. Very, very good streamer. Excellent. Knows his stuff. So I'll watch most of his videos. QLink 2125, when ready, descend to 9,000, QNH 1018.
Thank you, we'll stop that descent now, 9000, QNH 1018, QLink 2125.
So he just has phase of his flight where he won't talk to anybody, which I understand that. And he mentions like he can't do three things at once like he used to, and I can definitely relate to that. It certainly hit a chord with me, I can tell you. Okay, things are starting to ramp up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, Got no 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got three in Melbourne. We've got quite a few coming out of Sydney. Yeah, someone's trying to contact me. And it not working. I don't hear him. And we still got runway 09, yep. So we'll put this guy on runway 09. So that's going to be interesting, you know. That's going to be really good. So this guy's going to Warrant, yep. So this guy's going that way. This guy is going that way. Yeah, interesting. I think I've lost Qantas 611. Lima Echo Golf descend to 9000, QNH is 1018. Lima Echo Golf descend to 9000, QNH 1018.
Descend 9000, QNH 1018, Lima Echo Golf.
Starting to get interesting. I've lost Qantas 611. That's all right. These guys, there's no closing distance. This guy's station trying to call Melbourne Centre, receiving nothing. Melbourne ADC, why is there a star there? Any ideas what the Melbourne with the stars here on the... Melbourne ADC's got stars around it. Any ideas? Anyone? Great multitasking cup. Thanks, Gav. I used to be a lot better, I can tell you. Poor old Melbourne approach, I stuffed him up.
Melbourne Centre, 471, request 694 heavy on the ground in Adelaide, requesting clearance.
Station calling for clearance. Sorry, whereabouts are you, sir?
We are in Adelaide.
And say again your call sign.
And set 694 heavy.
That's at 694, Roger, stand by, will advise.
Qantas 471, request star clearance.
Station asking for star clearance, stand by. Keeling 2125, contact Melbourne approach 132.0.
Melbourne approach 132.0, Keeling 2125, see ya.
See ya. Qantas 471, just confirm, are you the one asking for your star clearance?
Hey, firm.
Qantas 471, you're cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 09, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival for runway 09, descend 210 when ready, Qantas 471.
Qantas 459, star clearance available. Don't want to talk to me? Good. Rex. Where's the guy? Answer 694, clearance available.
Answer 694, go ahead.
Answer 694, you're cleared to Melbourne as via Bendo planned route, via the SID climb to 5,000, runway 23, Bendo 2 departure, squawk 4474, and departures with me on 125.3.
Roger, answer 694, cleared as filed, Bendo 2 departure, 23, 5,000 initial, 4474 in the box, and departures with you, 125.3, answer 694, gate 16 left.
Answer 694. Now I've got a RAM notification. This guy is way off his hernia. Oh, he's back on track. Okay. Lima Echo Golf, contact Melbourne approach 132.0, good day.
32.0, see you next time, Lima Echo Golf.
I have no idea what he said. Anyhow. Qantas 459, star clearance available.
Roger, go ahead, Qantas 459.
Qantas 459, you're cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 09, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
Cleared for the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 09, when ready, descend flight level 210, Qantas 459.
And if you see my
Melbourne Centre, answer 694, received Kilo in Adelaide, ready for push.
Answer 694, push approved.
Push approved, 694.
So, this guy's on descent. Velocity 512, star clearance available.
Velocity 512.
Velocity 512, you're cleared the RB 6 Alpha arrival, runway 09, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
RB6 Alpha arrival, runway 09, when ready, flight level 210, velocity 512.
I don't know what Windsor at Essendon are doing. Yep, they're still...
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 459, just confirming that was runway 27.
Qantas 459, negative 09er. See how people expect...
09er, affirmative, Qantas 459.
He probably didn't realise it was there was a runway 09er. So the wind's at 130 at 16 knots. That's probably why he's asked. You sure it's 27? I've got a hell of a tailwind. So at least he's asked, I guess.
Ascent at velocity 512. We're still getting bounced around pretty bad up here. We've just commenced an early descent now, leaving flight level 370.
512, thanks. Albury Tower's online. Oh, I'll be buggered. Albury Tower. Who in the hell is on Albury Tower? Fair enough. Now, this is where all this airspace now becomes active. So I can't say, if the guy wants to go in orbit, I can't say leave control area descending. Now what do we got in this guy? I've got to give me star clearance. I'm not sure what the poor approach controller is doing with this guy. Oh, he's okay. He's only going to Melbourne. And this guy is going to Essendon. So he's going to be doing the RNAV approach to runway. So that's not a problem. And this guy is going into Essendon, which is, so that's all good. Looks like it's all under control. The approach controller doing a good job. It's good. What's the time? 3:30. I've got to cut the grass. I promised the missus I'll mow the lawn this Arvo. And I've been waffling on there for 2 hours and 46 minutes. So I better tell people, I'll give a heads up. 3:26. I better tell people that I'm going to be going in 15. So it's around about 1:45. I'm not sure what this guy's. So he's going to Albury, Acme, Oakdale. Okay. I don't know why. See, this is another thing. Qantas 457, descend to 9,000. QNH is 1018. Qantas 457.
Was that Qantas 457 or 459 Melbourne Centre?
correction. Qantas 471.
Centre Qantas 471.
Descend to 9,000, QNH 1018.
Descend 9,000, QNH 1018, Qantas 471.
I've got 30 miles between them. No need to, like I said in my video, in my presentation, normally I like to have about 20 miles before, as they get to around Lizzie.
Centre velocity 512, we're clear of that weather and can resume planned route.
Roger, velocity 512, resume mode navigation, present position, track direct to Kepper planned route. Actually, velocity 512, apologies, you can actually track direct to Apple planned route.
Where did you want us to go?
Sorry, velocity 512, you track direct to Apple planned route, sir.
Yeah, we're direct present position to Apple, velocity 512.
Answer 694, heavy request taxi.
Answer 694, taxi to Holding Point Bravo 2, runway 23. Qantas 459, descend to 10,000, Melbourne QNH 1018.
0,000, Qantas 459.
He jumped ahead of me. Qantas 459, QNH 1018.
QNH 1018, Qantas 459.
Be nice if he actually waited until I finish the transmission. Polair, this is Polair, Air Cargo Polair, remember that? Jetstar 783, star clearance available.
Jetstar 783.
Jetstar 783, you're cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
River 3, 16 right to down flight level 210, Jetstar 782, thanks.
Now, see how this hasn't. So he's going via Avbeg and Kitty and all this. And it's going like Acmere and all this, and it's giving him that. See, that's when your flight plan is stuffed up. And that's exactly what happened here. His flight plan is basically stuffed up. His routing is stuffed up because you continually saw this RAM thing. So he just didn't know how to flight plan properly.
Answer 694 Heavy, ready, runway 23 Adelaide.
Answer 694, contact me airborne, runway 23, clear for takeoff. Sometime this week. Answer 694, do you copy?
Affirm, answer 694, 23, clear for takeoff.
It would be nice if you acknowledged it, sir.
Centre Polar 246, maintain flight level 360.
Apollo 246, good day, Melbourne Centre. Jetstar 783, contact Melbourne Centre on 129.8, good day.
1298, Jetstar 783, thanks for the ATC, good day.
There we go. The shit's hitting the fan now. Everything. Bells.
Melbourne Centre, Mustang Sierra Quebec Victor, flight level 300.
Sierra Quebec Victor, good day, Melbourne Centre. Another guy doesn't know how to flight plan. Bells and whistles are going. Now Albury Tower, all switched out and when you disconnect unless you've organised a replacement. Okay, good. Stephen, I think Stephen, good.
Melbourne Centre, good day, Rex 1267, maintaining flight level 190.
This is Rusty. I'll tell you, that's Russell Deal. Rex 1267, good day, climb to flight level, or correction, maintain 190. He caught me out.
Maintaining flight level 190, Rex 1267.
That's Russell Deal. He's probably had more flight hours than anybody, even more than that Christian guy. I think he actually, he's had the most, of VATPAC, I think this guy has flown the most pilot hour, more hours than anyone else on VATPAC. Russell Deal, I think that'd be Rusty, they call him. Not there. Oh, there is Rex 1216. Russell Deal, there is. There you go. You get to know certain voices after a while. Velocity 512, descend to 90,000, QNH 1018.
Descend 90,000, QNH 1018, velocity 512.
And 512, contact me on 123.75.
2375.
Melbourne Centre, NSET 694 airborne, passing 2,800 on climb.
Answer 694 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 330.
SID 330, answer 694 heavy.
Good. And off.
Velocity 512 on 12375.
Velocity 512. Qantas 471, contact Melbourne approach 132.0, good day.
Approach on 132.0, good night. Qantas 471.
Qantas 459, descend to, via the start, descend to 9,000.
Descend by the star 9,000, Qantas 459.
So he's started, I think this is the A320 Neo on Microsoft. It doesn't have VNAV. I think that's why he's a little bit, started his descent a bit too early. So, okay. There was a time when bells and whistles were happening everywhere, but this looks like it's under control now. Anything needs my urgent attention. He's going direct to Apple. Yep. I'll hand him off. Qantas 459, contact Melbourne approach 132.0. G'day.
Contact Melbourne approach 132.0, Qantas 459, and thanks for the ATC, Nick. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. Cheers. Now, remember, how many people, when it gets really, really busy, the other week I did some observing. How many people are aware that there are 3 holding points? This is the famous Q29 route, the Ceylon Air Nabba Puller. And I saw one poor traffic controller, because one guy is from another country, and he tried to vectoring him, and it's sort of, yeah, okay. Remember, vectoring puts a hell of a lot of workload, and especially on Mad Monday. I won't call it Milk Run. I'll call it bloody Mad Monday, because it is mad. I did my hours and the frustration I used to encounter. But anyhow, let's not worry about that. I talked about holds. Now, you've got 3 holds. They're published holds. You've got one at Nabba, one at Bullet, one at Tarex. Now, when you get to this Mad Monday, very rarely have I seen any controller put the aircraft into hold patterns. And I don't know why, because that would solve a lot of problems. Can you imagine, you put a guy at a hold at Tarex, and you get one guy at one flight level 120, you put another, or 130, whatever you want, 120, another guy at 150, 140, it doesn't really matter. And you put another 2 or 3 there, and then when you get this guy, when you've got enough separation, like 20 miles or whatever, you get the bottom guy to, resume your start clearance, cancel hold, resume start clearance, descend to 9,000, and, off he goes. And then the next guy, you get him down to whatever, flight level 110. When he descends down there, you get him going off, and you have like a feeder system. To me, that makes more sense than bloody vectoring aircraft, and because you don't forget, we got different people have different weather systems, so you really speed. It works, but don't be reliant on it. So that's the. Oh, my wife's rustling in the background. She's giving me subtle hints about me promising her to mow the lawn this afternoon. So. So to me, on Mad Monday, and as I said in my last video, if I'm controlling and I see situations where you got, let's say it's Qantas 475 is about 3 miles.
Melbourne 7, good evening, Qantas 475 with you, flight level 360.
Qantas 475, good evening, Melbourne Centre. So you've got plenty of distance there, you've got 40 miles, so... And look at this guy, he's doing 460. Now, he could be on X-plane, and this guy could be on P3D, different weather systems, even though they're going under the VATSIM. But, speed, it works in the real world. Speed control works differently because the weather's uniform for everyone. But it doesn't necessarily that effective. It is effective to a point, but it's not that effective. Whereas putting people in a hold, as long as the pilot knows how to program the FMC, putting them in a hold, to me, that would be far more effective. And, Anyhow, that's my 2 cents worth. We got anybody else? We got another guy here. Oh, here we go. Got a guy at Adelaide, and he wants to go to Sydney. Okay. And let me find him. Adelaide going to Sydney. There you go. Everyone's flying the old A320neo. Because everyone's getting on board, even though I don't necessarily agree, but flying jets on Microsoft Flight Simulator, but
Adelaide Terminal information.
Even though the Airbus 320neo is fantastic, it's got a long way to go to catch up to the X-plane 737 modelling. I keep forgetting what it's called. What's it called, Christian? Aviation Chris always flies it. Zebo, that's it. Now that is a magnificent, for a freeware aircraft, oh my God. So like I said, the fly-by-wire team have done a good job. A long way to go to catch up to the Zebo modelling. What's happening? The 80s are going all funny. Okay. So, yeah. So anyhow, that's... Okay, no. See, I don't really... See, this guy's going into Maroondah. I could tell Binduk no requirement on frequency for this whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Oh, now this is going to be interesting. These guys. Oh, here we go. Cactus. Fucking cactus. I'm cactus. Velocity 512, contact Melbourne approach 132.0. Thanks for that, Christian.
132.0, thanks Nick.
Cheers, mate. That's Robert Stoneham. USA, what is he flying? An Airbus, okay. Cactus. Cactus, all right. Now this is making it interesting. You've got Qantas 459, you've got this guy here. He's estimating, is this going to be a problem?
Melbourne Centre, Cactus 15, maintaining flight level 240.
Cactus 15, g'day Melbourne Centre, climb to flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350, Cactus 15.
He's definitely American. Definitely American. Okay, so what do we got? Qantas 459. He's gone down to 5,000. He's gone down to 6,000.
Melbourne Centre, Polar 246. Got information Golf Melbourne, and we're 3 minutes top of descent.
Polar 246. My apologies, sir. You're cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival runway 09. When ready, descend to flight level 210.
Lizzie 8 arrival, when ready, flight level 210, and for runway 09, Polar 246. Thanks.
He's going, oh, Rex, oh, Russell's going all the way into... I'm thinking now, SF34, what does that mean again? Is it the... I know it's a turboprop. Can't think. All right, I'm logging off, guys. I've had enough. You guys have probably had enough of me rabbiting on. And with that, I bid you all good day. All stations, my frequency, I'll be logging off now, but somebody will be taking over my position, so if you can just stay patient for a second. Until next time, see you all later. Cheers.